So good morning or good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here.
Hello, Edwin. Edwin, I lost you.
I heard it and everyone didn't hear you at all.
We can't hear you.
Now?
Yes,
hello?
We can hear you. Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
And can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. I don't know why this is acting out a little bit, but we will do. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
So good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining us today. You know what? I think I'll just skip the slide. Something here is weird. Can you see me and hear me?
Yes, we can.
Thank you. Okay, so welcome to our webinar, and sorry for the technical problems. My name is Ayelet Levin-Karp. I head the Trade and Economic Mission here in Ghana. I am talking also in, of course, presenting Mr. Arnon, the head of Trade and Economic Mission in Kenya. This event was not on our work plan. We usually, we at the beginning of the year try to kind of plan our events throughout the year and kind of follow that. But we also pride ourselves in being a flexible and learning organization. And in the last few months, we got a lot of interest, both from Israeli companies that are looking to enter the Ghanaian market and from Ghanaian partners that are looking for various technologies and know-how in the drone and unarmed aerial vehicles sector. So after a conversation with a Kenyan trade mission, which we're experiencing the same kind of trend, we decided it's time to up our game and take this to the next level and create this platform to share knowledge and expose the market to each other and hopefully create some good partnerships and business relationships in this sector. And actually, this trend should have not come into surprise to us, since this is this sector of drones and UAVs is growing throughout the world. If at the beginning it was more of a defense space, we see that throughout the years there's more and more use also in the commercial and civilian space in drones and UAVs. This is especially of interest to us, since Israel is really a world leader when it comes to exports of aircraft systems and UAVs and drones, having average annual export of over $100 million US. And we, of course, export throughout the world, Europe and Asia being our biggest markets. But in the last few years, we are experiencing more and more interest from Africa and South America also for these drone and UAV technologies. If we look at the sector and the ecosystem in Israel, of course, it compiles a lot of companies that deal with the drone systems themselves, or the UAV systems themselves, compounds, software, hardware solutions, etc. But also a growing anti-drone space, making sure to keep our skies safe and use the drones only for things that they are meant to and not for harmful purposes. Of course, UAV platforms and also aftermarket solutions. We try to give you a taste of some of these areas in today's webinar, and I hope you will find it interesting and enriching. For us, really, again, we are here to help promote and build good partnerships that will create a win-win situation of collaboration and lead to great success. We are here to help throughout the process, so please feel free during or after the event today, to reach out to us and let us know your thoughts about the event, about different opportunities for collaboration, and we will make sure to support these processes and find the right partners for you in Israel. And again, that refers to our Trade and Economic Mission in Ghana and Kenya. Thank you very much, and I hope you will enjoy this event, and thank you for our partners, the Israeli companies, and everybody that joined us today. That was me. Edwin, back to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Ayelet. We appreciate sharing your insights and welcoming everyone. And next on the program, we have the Director General of the Kenyan Civil Aviation Authority speaking. Just to give you his name, he's Captain Gilbert M. Kibe. Captain, you're welcome. We thank you very much for spending time with us here. And it's your floor.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me properly?
Yes, we do.
So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Gilbert Kibe, Director General of Kenya Civil Aviation Authority. And it gives me great pleasure to be here with you in this special webinar, the Kenya-Ghana drone webinar to be held today. So my remarks will be rather long, but I'll try and keep it brief because this is an exciting moment. It's an exciting topic, and therefore I read as follows. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning or good afternoon, wherever you are. And it's a pleasure to join you today as we virtually meet under the auspices of the Israeli embassies in Kenya, led by Anon Arbel, who is the head of economic mission at the Embassy of Israel in Nairobi. We have been talking and communicating with him quite often. He's the one who invited me to this program. And of course, the embassy, Israeli embassy in Ghana, to deliberate on the future of drone technology and explore the opportunities that can be harnessed from the industry in our respective countries. Now, Kenya, as an ICAO member state and a signatory of the Chicago Convention on International Civil Aviation, is obligated to adopt and comply with international standards and recommended practices, or SAPs, as we all know, which have been promulgated by ICAO. In our management of aviation industry in Kenya, we aspire to achieve the greatest possible level of aviation safety and security in our operations. The advent of drones, therefore, introduced a new challenge to aviation regulators globally that required to be addressed. Specifically, the need to safely, securely, and effectively integrate drone operations within delineated civilian airspace. This was happening on the backdrop of no ICAO SAPs on drones, and thus it took a while to develop a concrete set of regulations. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenya has embraced drone technology, and the government is committed to ensuring a safe and secure exploitation of this technology. This is informed by the potential economic impact, a regulatory framework, a potential economic impact that comes with this technology. In this regard, Kenya developed a regulatory framework that provides a suitable environment for the utilization of drones. Our drone regulations, which are known as the Civil Aviation Unmanned Aircraft Systems Regulations of 2020, provide key requirements that allow us to facilitate drone technology utilization while ensuring safety and security in the aviation system, as well as within and among the general public. Some key requirements of our drone regulations include: 1, registration of all drones that are operating in Kenya. This allows us to track the ownership and the use of those drones. 2, operating limitations that guarantee the introduction of drones in the airspace does not jeopardize the safety of existing operations. These limitations include lateral and vertical operating limits, as well as identification of areas within which drone operations are not permitted. 3, categorization of drone operations rather than equipment. This permits a flexible exploitation of the technology. So we have a risk-based system of granting approvals. Now, certification of drone pilots is the 4th thing that we do, and their training organizations, as well as commercial drone operating companies to ensure compliance with regulatory requirements. 5, training and licensing requirements for certain categories of drone operations to ensure that the operators possess the necessary skills and competencies to guarantee safe operations. 6, protection of public security and public privacy provisions that prevent drone use from being a menace to the general public. And 7, insurance requirements to protect the interests of third parties that are not involved in drone operations in the event of undesirable situations. So these, among other requirements, provide a suitable legislative framework to support drone use in Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, the future of drone technology in Kenya is very bright. We have the necessary foundation to allow us to safely and securely utilize drones in this country. Kenya has certified a number of training organizations that provide training on drone operations, and we can attest that the uptake of such training is encouraging. With a robust legislative framework in place, we have also adopted an innovative approach in ensuring that this versatile technology is facilitated in an efficient manner. And to this end, Kenya has developed an online platform for the application and approval of necessary authorizations to own and operate drones. In addition, we have noted that a number of activities that were traditionally very costly in execution, as they would use conventional aircraft to undertake, and these include aerial photography, agricultural spraying, survey, and mapping, as well as creative industry activities such as filming, are quickly being receptive to drone technology and performing well and at a lower operational cost. As a country, Kenya has unique socio-economic activities that would see drone deployment in enhancing performance of key sectors of our economy, as well as create employment opportunities, innovation, and bring on board new knowledge through artificial intelligence nationally and globally. Some of the sectors that currently explore the use of drone technology include agriculture. We have seen an uptake of drone technology to undertake crop health surveys, as well as crop dusting, and also spraying of locusts, which have adversely affected agriculture in the Eastern African region in recent times. We were very encouraged to see spraying of locusts using drones that provide a very, very high degree level of accuracy, allowing attention to specific crops and specific areas that require such attention. In wildlife conservancy or conservation, Kenya is a renowned tourist destination. Our wildlife is our heritage and a valued national resource. We see drone technology being employed to manage wildlife, as well as providing vital information for their location, health, and safety. We have also seen operations in survey and mapping. With an increased population density, the use of conventional aircraft may not be so appealing for such tasks as surveying and mapping. So we're looking at drone technologies as possible solutions that bears a lower cost and lower risk. Filming. the quality of film production has tremendously improved with the adoption of drone technology. Those previously left out of the cost bracket associated with use of aircraft can now execute projects with similar quality using drones. Another use is emergency response. This is an area under exploitation in Kenya. We see the use of drones by first responders to help assess risks involved with emergency response and also to simplify the task. This F, we have infrastructure inspections. We see drones increasingly taking up the role of infrastructure inspections, such as pipelines, roads, railways, dams, electricity transmission lines, oil exploration, etc. This will allow for faster, cheaper, and more secure ways of undertaking such inspections. We also have last mile delivery. Globally, the drones have been fronted for this role in the supply chain. We have witnessed this application with medical supplies in various parts of Africa, and we've seen that happening in Ghana as well with Zipline and Rwanda, and other various parts of Africa, and we see this becoming more of the norm than the exception. And finally, calibration of navigation aids. KCAA is exploring the use of drone technology in calibrating our navigation aids in the country. That is the ILS systems and VORs, etc. So ladies and gentlemen, it is true that drones or unmanned aircraft systems are set to become a mainstream tool in most sectors. In a few short years, drones have evolved from paparazzi gadgets to amazingly useful tools of trade for news organizations in news gathering and private citizens to capture and share breaking news, to offer unique visual perspectives, and to explore new reporting frontiers beyond the visuals, in particular through data collection and integration with emerging technologies. While in many aspects the use of drones is still a novelty, and while there are key legal and regulatory and ethical concerns that we need to address and resolve, this is a field showing huge potential. So friends, drones are here with us, and they present numerous potential, and with them come pros and cons. However, it is our considered opinion that the merits of drone operations far outweigh the demerits. With suitable legislative framework, technology, and competencies, we can harness the immense potential that drones have to improve processes as well as create employment in this part of the world. As we deliberate the topic of today, I look forward to seeing fruitful engagements that will inform, enhance the understanding, as well as forming collaborations on how to jointly learn and further the use of drones in a safe and secure manner. So I thank you for your attention, and I wish you a good meeting.
Thank you very much, Captain. We appreciate your insights. We appreciate all the information that you've shared. And I believe the Israeli companies have learned so much from your presentation. Next, we have Mr. Reynold S. Ataja. He is a senior aviation safety inspector at the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority, representing the Director General because the Director General couldn't make it at this time. Mr. Reynold, it's your floor. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi, we can hear you.
Okay, very good. Good morning, or good afternoon, and maybe even good evening, wherever you may be. I just need to share my screen and then we start. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
All right. So on behalf of the Director General of Ghana Civil Aviation Authority, I bring you greetings from Ghana. Unfortunately, as Edwin has already mentioned, he couldn't make this meeting. But I'm the National RPAS Coordinator for Ghana, as well as a Senior Aviation Safety Inspector. And I hope I'm able to do justice, just as the Director General of Kenyan CAA has done. We know drones are here to stay. If we remember, Carl Benz, somewhere in 1885, 1886, developed the automobile. And that caused a revolutionary change in understanding of transportation. Drones have changed the way we understand aviation as well. And it is on us as Ghanaians or Ghana CAA to determine the best way to adapt, to reap the benefits and minimize the risks. In our policy for drones, we don't say no, we always look for a win-win. No matter what you want to do with your drones, and the Director General of Kenya CA has covered in depth what drones can be used for. If you come to Ghana with any proposal, our first reaction is, okay, how can we help to achieve your aim whilst maintaining the safety standards? And that is what the mantra has been. That is what the mantra has been since we started. We started in July of 2014 when we received our first request for a drone operation in Ghana. By September 2016, we developed and promulgated our directives on drones, which is known as the Part 28 of the Ghana Civil Aviation Directives. These directives are available on the website of GCA, as well as more other resources are also available on the website, including advisory circulars.
Apologies, Reynold.
Yes.
Are you able to use the slideshow so that your screen is, the slides can occupy the whole screen?
Oh, you can, I'm using presenter view. Are you seeing my notes as well?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
Use the slideshow.
So let's use it. Okay, is this better?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Sorry about that. So in September 2017, we certified our first RPAS operator, which was the rocket mine. They operate in the mines for aerial photography purposes. In 2020, November 2020, a national RPAS committee was set up with other agencies, government agencies, including the police, the National Communication Authority, etc., to join in the effort to regularize and incorporate drone operations in Ghana. In addition, from 2020, we started using the SORA methodology to assess safety operations for commercial operators and other operators in the closed category. So this is the regulatory framework in Ghana as it stands now. And if you realize on the graph, we started with a few drones, but the number of drones has skyrocketed in recent times. We have almost over 1,000 drones that have been registered in Ghana. And our directives require, just as the Kenyan directives as well, require drones to be registered and all the other things mentioned by the Director General of Kenyan CA. What are the opportunities for growth for RPAS operations in Ghana? We started off with visual line of sight operations mostly, which you realize were for photography. Realize were used in aerial photography, crop dusting, but within visual line of sight. But if you look at the situation on ground in Ghana, where we have regions that are difficult to access, the road network is not the best. We see beyond visual line of sight deliveries coming to the fore of the drone technology in Ghana. We have them using in humanitarian aspects, logistics, and it's for now in rural areas, but we have people who have expressed interest in using delivery in urban areas as well. And that's, of course, beyond visual line of sight operations. It can't be done with visual line of sight operations. If we're a case or we have an operator, SKT Aeroshatter, is using drones to deliver mining spare parts for mining equipment from across mines. So that is one example of drone technology we are using in Ghana. The future from the government side is to come up or develop the unmanned traffic management system. That is planned to be working by 2023. What we intend to do is to come up with the specifications or requirements for the UTM system in Ghana. Somewhere next year, we'll finalize those requirements. And then we submit that to the industry for people to submit their solutions. And then based on open tender system, we decide on the best solution for Ghana. And hopefully in 2023, we'll have an unmanned traffic management system operating in Ghana. Our regulations in Ghana are encouraging. We like collaborating and engagement with stakeholders. And as a result, Zipline, as was mentioned by the Kenyan CA, is a success story in Ghana. As of 13th, that was the day before yesterday, they had done over 25 million, they have serviced over 25 million people and done close to 1 million deliveries. So our regulations are always encouraging, and Ghana is ripe to reap the benefits of the drone industry. Thank you very much for your attention. If there are any questions, I'll be willing to answer them.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Reynold. We appreciate it. That was quite straight to the point and gave a different angle to Captain's submission. Thank you. We appreciate your participation. In the absence of any question, we go straight to the Israeli companies. I know that the participants are looking forward to see what Israel has to offer. And Ms. Shiraz has the honor of doing that first. So Shiraz, please go ahead.
Hi, thank you. Sorry for the echo. I'm in our showroom where I'm starting our tour. We're going for a little less traditional way, and we're going to be doing a virtual tour of the factory, as we wanted you guys to get a really feel of what our company is. So this is our showroom. We have a few prototypes of our drones here. They are the G series. And we have all the kinds of composite materials that are factory manufacturers. So we are called Aerosol together, where Aerosol is the part that actually makes the composite materials, and Aero Sentinel is the brand name of our drones. As we walk out, we get to the factory. I'll quickly show you our CEO. He would like to say hello.
Hi guys, welcome to Aerosol.
This is Israel Vazerlauf. He is our CEO. And we will continue on our tour.
Thank you, Israel. Bye-bye.
As we walk down, I'll explain a little bit about the actual factory. We have one part that makes different types of helmets, going specifically for Boeing and other kinds of companies. We have other parts where we create all kinds of composite materials going also for other companies. And then here is our drone section. And basically all of our drones bodies are manufactured by ourselves in our company. Now we will get to our drone lab where we create all of our drones. So as you can see, this is our G2. This is, for example, a drone that's going to Jordan, as you can see by the flag that we have put there. And this is our G2. It has an endurance of 80 minutes. This is how it comes in the box. So you get 3 batteries, a GCS, the drone with the camera, you can wind meter and charging kit, a tripod for your GCS because it's quite big, propellers, and a logbook to log your flights. So this is how it looks without the drone, as I have placed it right here for easy access. So this is our G2. This is the camera that usually comes with it. It's HD quality. As I said, the drone itself has an endurance of 80 minutes. It has a range of 5 kilometers. It can fly to a height of about 300 meters is what we usually recommend. And these are, for example, the batteries that we put into our drone. This is how the GCS comes. Our drones are specifically made more for tactical purposes, as our system is built for different kinds of automatic missions, polygon tracking. We have options to get all kinds of real-time coordinates, either of places on the map that we would like, or of specific places that we're looking at with our camera. We have some more types of drones. This is our G3. It's quite a lot bigger. It has a payload of 3 kilograms. With the payload, it has 60 minutes of flight time. And so that way you still get a long endurance. However, you're able to add on some things. As you can see in the box, they have added. A few of our other drones that are still in the making is the G2 Plus, which is like our G2, same flight time. It can have a bit of a higher payload, but the benefits of it is that it can be folded. In addition, we also have smaller prototypes. However, our G2 is our flagship drone for a reason, as it has a very high endurance and is very reliable. I will go back now to the room, and if anyone has any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Great. I know that Daniel Ejari has lifted his hand. You have the floor, Daniel, if you have a question, either for Shiraz or the earlier presenters.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. The question I have is for the previous speaker, Mr. Raymond. He mentioned that drones will be registered. So I want to know if the registration process will happen at the seller's facility, or do they do individual registration, like after the drone has been bought or before it is bought? Thank you.
Okay, if I may answer that quickly. The drones are registered individually. So you register them after you've bought them. For now, you have to come to the CA to register, but within the year, by next year, we plan to go online. So you could register online as well.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I think there's also a question I think Captain Gilbert can answer on the chat. The question is, as both countries see the emergence of importation of drones, is there any structured program by the countries and the manufacturers to ensure technical skills transfer for each of the drone brands, that is build local skills for maintenance, after service skills, etc.? Gilbert or Ataja, anyone of you can answer that?
Yeah, in Kenya, the importation of drones, I don't know whether we would have a structured program by our country, but what we do is recognize the skills and competencies of the manufacturers of these drones. And in that recognition, we incorporate them into what we accept here as Kenyans. In the same way that we validate people, operators who have foreign licenses, we validate those licenses and they're valid here in Kenya. So it's really up to the operators to come up with their own maintenance programs, etc. Because remember, this is a non-type certified operation. So we do not get involved in the regulatory aspect of things like maintenance. But we do license pilots, for instance. So I think in answer to that question, it's pretty much the operators who will self-regulate in that area, particular in maintenance, etc. Thank you.
Thank you.
If I may add on to what the DG has said. In Ghana's situation, yes, the drones are mostly non-type rated, but depending on the kind of operation you want to engage in, we have standards that you need to meet. So those standards are also coming off of on the SORA requirements. So if your drone in particular does not meet those specific standards for the kind of operation you want to engage in, you may not be able to use your drone for such a situation. So even though the drones come in and we rely on the manufacturers and the operators to maintain airworthiness, but depending on the operation, specific requirements from the CA are placed on you. For example, if you're going to go beyond visual line of sight, you need to have a detect and avoid system. If you don't have a competent system on your drone, you cannot be allowed to do that. If you want to fly night operations, you need to have navigation lights on your drone. If they are not there, you will not be allowed to do night operations. So those are the kind of limitations we put on the drone. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. We have another question from Abija, but I will hold on and then let Shiraz finish her presentation and then answer questions, and then we can add that. Shiraz, if you have any other thing to share, please go ahead.
Thank you, Edwin. Regarding the question that was asked, also with our company, when we do give the drones, when we do have some kind of deal with the drones, then we definitely make sure that there is a course where at least 2 of our instructors actually go, and either they come to Israel or we'll go to the local country and instruct the trainees on how to actually fly the drones, how to use them, basic maintenance of how to actually make sure that they're taking good care of their drones and that they will continue to fly as they should. And we do teach them everything they need to know in our eyes about upkeep of the drones for several years.
Okay, Shiraz, I have a question for our participants. I think no one has asked, but I think I should. What is the price range we are looking at for your G2, since that is your flagship? And the second question is your training and module that you give to any client who buys one included in this price?
Okay, so thank you for your question. Our price range is usually a little less than $40,000 per system, where that includes both our drone, 2 to 3 batteries, our tripod, propellers, charging kit and a charger, wind meter, and a basic toolkit where they can actually make their own maintenance of their drone. And again, it depends on the kind of deal and what we're looking for. If they're looking for different kinds of payloads and cameras, as we can be quite flexible in a lot of these areas. The instruction course is unfortunately not included in that price. And neither is the transportation of the drones. However, when we make a deal of a certain number of drones, then we can be a little more flexible in that sense.
Thank you very much. The floor, if you have any questions for Shiraz, she will take them now. In 2 minutes, we move on to the next presentation.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Shiraz. My question is, correction, my name is Franz.
Yes.
Are you company ready to partner with other operators in other countries? And are you ready to transfer the same knowledge for those who would like to be part of you to be able to manufacture your drones in other parts of the, outside your country?
Thank you for your question. That is actually something that we're definitely interested in. Whereas as of lately, we have actually started looking for more partnerships overseas. We currently have a partnership with Japan, Singapore, and the Netherlands. However, we are always looking to expand, and that is definitely something that we would be able to talk about. I hope that answers your question.
I have a question.
Yes, thank you.
Please go
I
ahead.
have a question from Kenya Pipeline standpoint. What do you have special for for pipelines? And do your drones also go below the soil levels a couple of meters, like 5 meters on pipelines?
Thank you for your question. It's something that we have not yet done before, as usually that would probably require flying the drone without GPS, right? Or correct me if I'm wrong.
I want a solution for our Kenyan pipelines. Do you have any solution for pipelines world over? Do you have any experience? Have you done anything about it so that I know how to engage with yourselves? This is Mashare Rungo. I'm in charge of the pipeline.
Yes. We don't have experience flying with pipelines and in those areas. However, it is potentially a project that we can look into and see if it's something that's possible. It might be, and we might be able to do it, no problem, but it is something that we need to learn a little bit more about, as we usually fly quite high in the air.
Okay, the next question, Shiraz, and then we can move on to the next, is from Ruben. Ruben is asking, what is the maximum range the drone can travel? And then can the videos and pictures be transferred to a command center in real time?
Okay, thank you for your question, Ruben. The maximum range for regular antennas is usually around 5 kilometers. However, if you do choose to take a longer antenna, it can be up to about 8 kilometers. And that is about the range. And regarding the videos, one of our benefits with our drones is that none of the videos or photos are actually on the drone. They're directly on our GCS, and they're also saved on the GCS. So if anything happens to the drone while flight, you don't lose any of your material. But you can also send it to some kind of command center. That is something that we need to look further into about how exactly you're going to do it. However, in terms of having it at least on your ground control system at real time, that is definitely something that happens automatically.
Great, thank you. Any further questions to Shiraz? Interest, we are reminding you that we will be putting in a Google form. You can fill it up if you want to meet her after this session. They are very, very available and we're willing to meet you. Thank you. Our next presentation will be from Shaul Cohen. He is with Third Eye Systems. Shaul, you can take over.
Hi, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Edwin, if you please admit me as a host so I can share the presentation.
Shaul, you can go ahead. We can hear you. Yes, you can share your presentation.
I actually need you to admit me as a host, so it will be possible.
Just a second.
Okay. Subira Uvuta Heri, all the Kenyans Marafiki.
Yes, you can go ahead, Shaul.
Okay, thank you. So, Amimi Bana Bawana, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. My name is Shaul Cohen from Third Eye Systems, and I would like to present you not actually the body of a drone, but the soul of it. The company established 11 years ago, and we specialize in video analytics for any kind of vision and robotic platform, which means that we bring the brain to the drones and UGV themselves. The component I would like to present you and emphasize how it's actually inherent the whole operation from aerial perspective, it's the Chimera, which the Chimera, it's an object recognition camera. You have a dual spectrum of vis and thermal, that all the analytics and the recognition is done on board. It means there is no latency and there is no delay, and except of a recognition of object, it can also send the telemetrics of position in the world of and the object itself.
Apologies, Shaul. Can you use the full screen, the slideshow? Thank you.
Can you see it now?
No.
It's on a wide screen for me. You
cannot go larger than that.
Okay. And now?
Hide your presenter view. Hide presenter view.
Just a second.
Up there, hide presenter view. There.
Now?
And then put full screen, slideshow.
Yes, this is what I'm doing. Is it on full screen now?
No, it's not on slideshow.
Well, I'm...
There, put the arrow on the left. Go down. Okay, go right. Right, there.
Yes,
there
I'm pressing,
click
but
that.
I click, nothing is
I think you're on dual screen.
Perhaps.
Yeah, so you have to stop dual screen.
Just a second. Now?
Perfect.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, sorry, and without further ado, let me just proceed from the point I stopped. As a manufacturer of the material, of the hardware and the software, our flexibility, it's immensely endless. It means I not only can adjust the lenses or the spectrum itself of the Chimera, I can also play with the software, which means if in a case you would like to detect any kind of leakage from a buried pipeline, this is something that we can work with a SWIR spectrum and detect and set the location and so on. A few of the abilities that I would like to present and emphasize Chimera as a core, it's immune navigation, which not regarding BV loss, it's the ability to go from point A to B without any kind of communication and GPS, only based on vision processing. Area dominance, which inherently it's a tactical tool to observe large scale area only from a drone. Launch detection, which is quite far more on the military side. Fire detection with all the MO around it, and active tracker, which is kind of tricky because in the tracker world, you have a few kind of segments. So what you want to track and how you want to do it, operational wise. Few of the core technology that we emphasize here, it's first of all, it's the raw data analysis for much more precise detection, approximately 5 pixels for any kind of objects. It's a frame by frame analysis. It's a sensor fusion. It gives us the ability to detect objects in a very hard terrain and scenarios in the inversion hours and so on. And the analytics of ours based on movement and shape of the objects together. Much more important matter that all of our abilities are actually formed and based for much more military-wise, which is the Israel MOD and the US DOD, which other 6 countries around the world that our prime clients are governmental entities. The whole idea here, it's not to address any kind of problem with the frame that you have, either precise takeoff weight or endurance time. but to address it with what you can. Currently now, we're already integrated with 26 drones worldwide, which means we can address the problem with what you need. For pipeline, for instance, I don't think that any kind of one drone can cover 10 kilometers. Nevertheless, we can work and integrate with our command and control, the CI, with 4 VTOLs, Israelis and European, and another more tactical drone that can actually come and investigate the area. This allows you to set your drone free. I think the best way to emphasize it is by seeing if our ability. The first one that I would like to present, it's actually how the area dominance it works, which today you have a very tunneled vision with any kind of payload because it's still a payload and is limited for the physics. So the Chimera have the ability mechanically just jump and build a mosaica for a large scale area, which today it's up to 1 square kilometer with 1 drone. Of course, extracting all the telemetric and the recognition in the video itself. Launch detection, which the audience here are more civil-wise, nevertheless, it's relevant for the Army. The ability for the situational awareness, as you can see, the scan area, the sound box, field of view. This is the CI that actually commanding few drones together from several types, which today we integrated with all PICSOC, DJI, and Omnibus driven, covers approximately 99% of the drones in the air today. Unlimited object of recognition. This is how the fusion works in the background. And behind the beauty of all the recognition, it's also extract the data. The advantages that, first of all and furthermore, it's a synchronized system, because if you have 4 drones operator and one command and control, it will be a little bit confusing. Not necessarily you know where you are, where is the other drone, what you are looking at. Our system synchronize it all and increase the situational ability. Regarding scalability, that once you have the brain, I can just integrate with your command and control. I can increase the number of drones. I can integrate with other sensors and so on, the data fluid. We also categorize the communication by your needs. If you say an RF or Wi-Fi will be enough for a certain distance, but nevertheless you would like it encrypted with SATCOM, it's also possible. And of course, the information security. When talking about army or police, eventually if the drone drops somewhere, so we make sure no one can, the other side or the enemy cannot even use any kind of the components or attract any kind of information from it. Above all, we actually developed a modus operandi for various kind of scenarios. If it's for the fire detection, not only from the operational side of to allocate the drone, allocate the specific sensor, but also the command and control, how to observe all the fire in once and see where is the direction. Search and rescue, it's a different MO. Of course, oil and gas, as I on the gist manage to allocate, and of course, intelligence, geolocation, and so on. Thank you very much, Nasikur Sana. I really hope I did it quite short.
It was quite good. Thank you, Shaul. So you have a question from Joyce. Joyce, thank you very much for being so, participating so much. Her first question is, since you have your own proprietary algorithm, what is your policy on data sovereignty, one? And then do you depend on the sovereignty law of the host country if you were to work within any manufacturing company?
So regarding the data sovereignty, our algorithm is based on our own private data set and DNA, deep neural network, which means it's already preset there. Nevertheless, if you come with a precise need, for instance, allocate, recognize elephants, this is something that we can actually build based on our DNA, and this data will be yours. This domain will be yours. So regarding the law, manufacturing country, it's in many ways it's a dual use. So if the end user is more military-wise, I will need to concern the DECA. And if it's a civil, I can just sell it as a, as a reseller, as any kind of a product that is a dual use. I hope it's answered the question.
Joyce, is your question answered? I think for how technical your question is, you would have to respond.
Could I say something? Could you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
This is Joyce. Okay, the answer was not so clear. I think this is very pertinent to the users, not just from a technical perspective, because if we adopt your algorithm and we're even doing business with it, are we assured that the data belongs to us from the very beginning, or as users, do we have to negotiate that with you? Even as business users, because I'm from a business perspective, not a technical perspective.
Okay, I understand. So first of all, the data set that I trained the network, it's my IP, it's my property. Nevertheless, if we want to, on a JV, which means to make the system better in your terrain by the data you collected, of course, we're open for, if not negotiation, but for any kind of cooperation that makes sure that the IP of this specific manner will stay as yours. Is this an answer that you would like to hear, or answer for a question?
Yes, if I got you correctly, the end result of what you give me belongs to me, but the raw data belongs to you. Okay,
exactly.
It's good to know going in with both eyes. Okay.
Joyce, if you want to have further discussions with Shaul, we encourage that. Not every question will be answered here, we believe. So there's a form that has been shared on the chat box, and you could fill it and just meet Shaul after. The second question you have is, what is the maximum altitude of the flight, and in cases of forest and biodiversity surveillance, Shaul?
It's an excellent question. I will try to answer short. I'm pretty sure that me and Anne will need to talk and discuss it further. Nevertheless, regarding the altitude, I'm only limited for the platform I'm using. So if you like to observe large-scale area by 2 dimension, of course, I will prefer to use a VTOL with high endurance and a high altitude. Therefore, I will use a 50mm lens so I can see much farther. Nevertheless, if I can just skim above the forest and observe a large-scale area to collect all the data and watch wider point of recognition, I can fly even between 50 to 100 meters above ground. But more important to ask you regarding your organization, it's the modus operandi, what you're looking for and what you would like to achieve, which it's a different kind of matter.
Okay, Shaul, it appears you have more questions. This is from the oil and gas field.
Edwin,
yes.
Just let me interject a little bit. I see the DG for KCA wants to leave the meeting. I'd just like to thank him from the Embassy of Israel in Nairobi. Thank you, Captain Gilbert, for the speech that you gave us, and we look forward to continue working with you. And thank you for giving us time. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much. You're most welcome. It was a pleasure to be here. Thank you for the invitation. I wish you a good meeting. You guys have done a good job. And also thank you to the participants. We still have some KCA staff still in the meeting. So I wish you enjoy the rest of the day, and I look forward to the next engagement. So good luck to everyone in the pursuit of drone excellence and activity.
Thank you.
Kwaheri. Bye.
Thank you very much, Captain, from Ghana too. Thank you.
Thank you, and say hello to BG Ghana when Reno.
Yeah.
All right, sir. I'll do that.
Okay, so yeah, so plenty of questions coming in. Shall we stay strong? So on the oil and gas application, can it be used for petrol pipelines? And what is the night vision quality like? That's the first question. The second one is, are these regulations for, I think this question is being repeated. Okay, so sorry, Abija, I would come to your question. Shall we first take this?
Okay, for Julius, regarding the pipeline, it's quite interesting because we were involved with LAPSAT and been in a survey in Uganda and South Sudan before it was breaking the form. The MO that we are using for a pipeline, which, if I'm not mistaken, in Kenya, approximately 90% of the pipelines are deep in the ground. And the Fiverr and SCADA cannot really allocate any kind of leakage under 20 liters per minute. And in a remote area, you don't even have a reach. So the way we work, we're not using a thermal, which is the LWIR spectrum, but we're using a MWIR, which is in the middle spectrum. I can see any kind of difference in the ground by a very slight temperature, and by scanning the area of the leakage by any kind of other sensor, or even by my vision, I can just give you a live feed. I can show you what is going on. I can show you the coordination, and you decide either it's a leakage for maintenance or an actual sabotage happening in the ground. And regarding a general question for the quality, our quality today, it's uncooled LWIR, which is a VGA, 640 on 480. Nevertheless, we use several sensors. Some of them are cooled, a bit more expensive, SXGA, and so on. But again, for the pipeline specifically, it's a matter of MO and how we deal with it.
Okay, thank you, Shaul. Abija asked the question, are these regulations for all kinds of drones? If anyone is here from the KCA who would like to attend this, we would love that. Okay, alternatively, Polycarp will pick up on this, Abija, and follow it up with the KCA for you.
No problem.
Thank you very much. Okay. The next question is coming from Francis. Francis of SKT Aeroshata, you have the floor. You're mute, Francis.
Thank you very much for giving me the floor again. I had a few questions regarding the camera. First of all, for integration, you mentioned there are few drones. Which one are they that can be integrated? Do we have to purchase the camera with the entire drone for integration, or can we get it and integrate it to the relevant drones? That's one question. The next question is, because it's about multispectral as well, is it also usable for agricultural sector where we do NDVI, for example? Can we also think of that for such an activity? And then the last question is in Africa, in West Africa, where we have heavy, dense forest canopy. Is it, can we really use a camera system to see beneath the canopy and see movement that you shown on the video? Thank you.
Welcome. So I will start with the first question regarding integration, the solution. As a nature, the Chimera, it's commercial-wise, it's more B2B. So if you're a drone manufacturer, like some of our colleagues here, you can just buy the Chimera and integrate it with the preliminary condition, with the ICD on your drone. Nevertheless, if you tell me there is a kind of a problem, an issue, let's address it together. I would recommend you a specific drone or few drones together due to the fact that I not manufacture a drone, I just purchase them as OEM, which currently today I have 26 drones worldwide that I deal with. So can answer you if it's a operational VTOL, for instance, or a more tactical or a silent one, or a very heavy lifted one, or from the other side, you have, let's say, a project funded by the European Union. We do have a JV with a European country in Belgium that we can actually sell it there. Once we talk about the issue, the problem, I can actually amend all the specification around it regarding the spectrum, regarding everything. For your second question regarding the multispectral, so due to the fact that we managed to create a very lean algorithm, does not need very heavy process unit on it, I can actually load on the open architect system, load another kind of detection or analyze system that you will provide, or you ask me and I can provide for any kind of analysis, further the recognition and the data extraction. And the third one regarding a canopy, there is a matter to extend because it's quite a problem. It's a matter of physics. If I cannot see through it, if the beams and the cannot go through, I won't see it. Nevertheless, we can talk about integration with other instruments such as LiDAR.
LiDAR, yeah.
But also LiDAR, it's a very sexy word. Nevertheless, it's still the same beam. If you can see or not see, whatever they saw around, it's integration with other sensors like sonar and so on, but it doesn't happen in the air. It's a problem that we can to address because specifically in Ghana, I do believe it understand where is the question coming from. So what you would like to be alert, it's a fast reaction, immediate respond, and of course, situational awareness of the operator. So instead of to be above the forest, just allocate an area that you have like a clearance or even expose area in the front of it. So it will give you enough time for your response. But again, it's a matter of MO.
Thank you.
Welcome. Any further question? Edwin?
Hi, Francis. I actually recommend that you meet Shaul after this for further conversations. I think that would be nice.
Will do.
Shaul, you've given us an excellent presentation. I'm sure more questions will come, and then we would look at that after the presentation. But next we have Agri Drones, and I think this is even more exciting because now we are moving into agriculture. So Agri Drones, either Omri or Michael, you can take over.
Hi, my name is Eran. I'm with Agri Drones. I'm actually, I'm the one presenting the company today, not Michael or Omri. I'm with the company over a year now. I'm a business development manager. I'm from the manned side of aviation. I'm a Boeing 787 captain for Al Israel Airlines. First of all, I'm very happy to be here, and it's a pleasure for me to attend this meeting. The spraying world is around the world is highly developing towards use of drone for many reasons. We found that the areas where drones have a significant advantage over the traditional spraying system like airplanes and tractors and all-terrain vehicles is a pesticide that requires less active material per hectare. Perhaps with your permission, I'll start with a short video clip that introduces Agri Drones. And then we'll go in some more details with a PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so Agri Drones, our motto is smart, simple, and precise. Who we are. What we're focusing is finding smart solutions for precision agtech spray. We're looking for a solution in agriculture that will improve operational efficiency, are much more friendly for the environment, and make much more efficient use of the existing manpower, and in some cases even save in the required manpower. We do that through developing advanced payloads or advanced spraying system combined with the command and control system. Today, we have several smart spraying systems. Our drones or our systems are capable of spraying anywhere from ointment or high viscosity materials or grains or powder. And they can be used anywhere from cotton and corn or plantations or water reservoir and many other treatments. What I'll do is I'll take one of our system. It's called a Sapphire. It's a high viscosity material that enable to use a wide range of droplet size. And we'll take a case study of something our company has been participating in for the last 4 years, and that's in the MedFly National Spray Project. The MedFly is basically a worldwide problem that it's dealt with in many countries around the world. In Israel, in the citrus, this operation is dealt by the Ministry of Agriculture, and we've been participating starting August. There'll be the 4th year that we'll be a part of it. The pesticide in use called Success is the active material named spinosad, and the required active material per hectare is between 1.5 or 2 liters. Using our special spraying system, our Sapphire spraying system, we've proved that the material could be delivered very precisely, exactly where it's needed. It enabled us, because of the low risk urban spraying, it enabled us to reduce the distance that the material is sprayed from 120 meters to 50 meters. It's save up to 90% of the volume of the material that are used in traditional spraying systems, and saves up to 21,600 liters of water yearly per 100 hectare. And I'll explain. A tractor and an airplane need to mix the active material. For every 100 cubic centimeters requires about 1 liter of water. Our system enables us to do it without even mixing it with water. But today we are mixing for every 100 cubic centimeters, 100 cubic centimeters of water. So about 1 liter per dunam is being saved on every treatment. Every hectare is treated between 20 to 24 times yearly. And this is how we came up with such a big saving in water, which is such a vital resource. Because the droplets are heavy and this is high viscosity, there is no drift. So it reduces the lawsuit risk. It reduces any damage or peripheral damage that could be caused by the pesticide being sprayed. It's much more environmental friendly. It reduces gas emissions since drone uses batteries and not gasoline. It reduces the noise, and we were able to reduce the cost to the Ministry of Agriculture by 30% by the amount they spend on this treatment. Combined with our spraying system, we've incorporated the Agri Drone 360. It's a cloud management platform for any spraying company. It doesn't necessarily have to be done with drones. It could be used on tractors or all-terrain vehicles, even airplanes. It gives you management, the ability to manage your resources, like your drones or tractors or airplanes, the type of payloads, the operators that you have, your drone pilots, any other extra manpower that needed, enable you to enter the system, fields and manage them and assign them, create missions, daily missions for the manpower. And you can have a real-time communication with the drone and the operator and real-time supervision of what's happening. That enables you to prevent from, on one hand, spraying twice an area, or on the other hand, to miss an area and excel the problem instead of treating it. The system also have integration with external data sources like weather, air traffic, roads, traffic, etc. And it enables integration with some other third-party system. Here's another example of the management dashboard that enables you from your home or your office, from your laptop, anywhere in the world. You can manage your business. You can assign tasks, create daily missions, send reports, manage your protocols and material being used, create a mission and assign and send it to the drone pilot, and of course, and most of all, the real-time management and supervision that you have on what's being done. Our vision is, like I said, the pesticide world is going towards materials that are more environmental friendly, that requires less active material per hectare. And this is the area where drone is excelling and have a much greater advantage over the conventional spraying system that are used today, like airplanes or tractors. Our vision is that the payload is interchangeable, and the drone is just a platform. It's not that you buy a drone for just one mission. You buy a drone and you can change the spraying system, so you can use the platform for many types of missions, and you can use the same platform throughout the year, and not buy a specific drone for every mission. And I'll be happy to answer any questions if there are any.
Thank you very much, Iran. any questions for, yes, there was one which I think Omri answered, but could your Agri Drone solutions be deployed for locust control? If you care to expand on it, if you've done such projects before, if you have an example to share, that would be nice.
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Cost control.
Cost control?
Yes, if you have an example that you've already handled in.
Yeah, the system is capable of managing, like I said, your manpower, your equipment, and by that you can control your cost or know your cost.
I think, Aaron, the question is, can the Agri Drones solutions be deployed for locust control? Locust.
Oh, low cost. Sorry. Of course it can. Overall, the drones are significantly cheaper than tractors or airplanes. So they're definitely an excellent solution for a low-cost operation. At the moment, we have existing operation in Israel. We're starting spreading to North America and Europe, but we definitely see a great potential in other areas. Africa is definitely one of them.
Okay, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Iran, Omri, thank you very much. And if you want to meet Agri Drones after this, we will just remind you that there's a B2B link in the chat box. You could set up a meeting with Agri Drones. Thank you very much. So we move on to the last presentation, which is actually interesting, and I'm sure you enjoy it. Yogev is with Skylock Security Systems, and he is presenting on anti-drone technologies. It's your floor, Yogev. Okay, I think he's dropped off for a minute. We will wait for him to come back, but we can take any more questions that you may have, please.
May I maybe add a bit of clarification to the previous presentation regarding agricultural spraying?
Okay, Francis, go ahead.
Because we happen to have the same platform here in West Africa. We are also spraying hectares of agricultural product with our drone solution. So basically the locust, which is a disease actually, I think the question didn't come across very well. So in terms of spraying to prevent the locust phenomenon, yeah, we can use a drone to spray that, but of course now currently we're using plane which can do it in a much larger scale. What is actually very interesting, which I wish to ask the question, is about the system that is adjusted to it, because the platform that has been shown on the video, we have the same platform here, but what is adapted below it and the way the whole program goes with the, let's say, targeting the spraying and making a spraying program to the drone, etc. That's what I wish to have a bit more understanding about it, if possible.
Okay, and I suppose your question goes to Agri Drones.
Yes, Agri Drone, yes.
Okay, so Iran, please, you can take your question.
I apologize again. I was muted. I was on another call. If you could repeat the question, please. Again, I apologize for that.
Right. I was actually saying that the platform you've shown, the spraying activity, we actually, SKT Rochetta does a lot of spraying as well, and we're using the same platform actually. So what is the different is the system that you have maybe developed or adjusted to the platform and in the program. And I wanted to get a bit more explanation of the system itself. So you use the same drone, and you can you do adjust a different kind of distributor behind it, and also the program that a platform that you have developed to create the program for the drone in order to have a targeted spraying. If you can give me a bit more explanation on that one, and also tell us if it can fly at night, for example, like the DJI version, which is actually you map first and then the drone goes and follow exactly the map. So which means you can activate it in the middle of the night. Because of agricultural spraying, you cannot spray all the time, every time of the day. So is it something that you can also do in your system, that you say you send a drone to spray even at night, or let's say 5 o'clock in the morning, the program is there and then the drone can just go and do the job?
Yeah, I'll start with saying that the spraying that our drones are conducting are fully automated. Nothing is done manually. And we are approved by the Israeli Aviation Authority to conduct night operation as well as urban operation. Our drones are capable of maintaining a constant height above the ground and avoid obstacles. What's make our drones unique is not their flying capabilities. There are many drone manufacturers like DJI that you've mentioned that are building excellent drones. What makes our drone unique is actually the spraying system. The spraying system is very different than normal platform. To my knowledge today, there's no off-the-shelf system like this one. If you try the material that I've mentioned earlier in the test case, the success, the spinosad-based material, the viscosity of the material is like honey. If you try to put that in a DJI drone, which is an excellent drone in the flying capabilities, the pump will get stuck. It won't be able to spray that material. Our spraying system was designed to enable material with such high viscosity material to be sprayed from a drone. And by doing that, you're saving a lot of water, a lot of time, and a lot of money. If I understood correct, the last part of your question was regarding Agri Drone 360, our control and management system.
Yeah, indeed, yes.
Okay, that system enables you to enter all your fleet of drones into the system, as well as all your drone operators. It enables you to enter your customer fields into the system, and then within the system, you can choose the fields that need to be treated on a certain day, collect them, make a mission out of it, assign it to a drone that is equipped with the appropriate spraying system, assign that to a specific drone pilot with the appropriate vehicle that needs to be used that day to transport the drone to the field, and send it to the drone pilot tablet. From there, the system is enabling many things, anywhere from ground navigation between fields and uploading the actual flight plan into the drone for the mission that it's going to be done manually. And the drones are also equipped with a special communication system that we've developed that is continuously online with on a cellular system. If and in case the system is in an area that is off field, then it's keeping this information, and whenever it gets online, it sends the data to the cloud. And from that data, you can produce a report and send it to your customer at the end of the day or whenever the mission is completed.
Thank you. Thank you very
This
much.
system also enables you online monitoring of what the drone pilot and the drone is doing, and monitor the progress of his day.
I'll take contact with you separately. I think it's very interesting to develop this. So thank you. Thank you. I will contact you later. Iran, thank you.
Okay, most welcome.
Hi, Yogev. I think you can, if you're ready, you can take it away.
Great. Okay, we will start. First of all, I'm really sorry about the line before. I would like, first of all, to know if you see my screen.
You are echoing really badly. Do you have two devices attached, maybe?
No. I try.
Maybe you can move closer to the...
Also, I will just take this minute to remind everybody that if you want to have a private chat with one of our presenters, this is a good time to enter the link and let us know who you want to meet so we can arrange that as soon as possible.
Okay, could I start right now? Great. Okay, first of all, my name is Yogev Yadin, as written right here. I'm the regional director of Africa and Israel in Skylock. Skylock is a company that works from Untitled Drone system. But first of all, I would like to say thank you to
Yogev, you're really loud and echoing. I'm not sure what's happening.
Okay, I try to change.
You can drop the sound, reduce your sound.
Wait a second. Now it's okay or not yet?
Reduce it further.
It's okay or not yet?
Still loud.
Still loud? Wait a second. And now?
Still loud.
Well, it will be interesting. Try to change over here.
That's better, though you are still on echo.
No. What about now?
Just continue, it's okay.
It's okay?
Yeah, just continue.
Okay. First of all, I would like to say thank you for the Israelis in Nairobi, Kenya, and of course in Ghana. I think that everybody that sit over here will appreciate all you are doing until now. This is first. Second, I promise this presentation will be with few details and very interesting. So write your questions and I will do my best to answer in the end about any question, because there is a lot of systems and opportunities that we are talking right now. For the very beginning, I would like to say that what Reinhold from GCAA saying the very beginning is absolutely correct. The drone are here and they will stay here for a long, long time. And until now, all the people that make their presentation, they talk about the good thing in drones. Unfortunately, the situation become more difficult, and we will talk about the threats and, of course, our solution to deal with that. 2 seconds, I would like to say 2 words about our company. Skylock is part of Agri Group. It's a very big AGLS company in Israel, of course.
Make it a slideshow.
Sorry?
Make it a slideshow. Your screen is, we can see on it. Let's make it.
You can see it or not?
Full screen.
Full screen?
Yes.
Now? Or not yet?
Not yet. Down further.
I understand. Okay. Right now?
We lost your screen.
Wait a second. I will try to do. Now, not yet. Okay, we don't have any notes over here, but. Try to do it here.
Okay, that's much better.
We can see it? Regular or not?
You can see it. Can you try slideshow that they are there?
No.
It's a dual screen effect. It's a dual screen.
In a second. No.
Okay, in the interest of time, just continue. It's okay.
Fine.
It was better. It was better.
Yes, you're good.
No, but it's not the presentation. This is this one. Okay. So now you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. But we can't see your screen.
We lost your presentation.
Yeah. You can see it, but with notes, right?
Let's continue with the notes.
Yes, but you can go ahead.
You continue. There is no any notes. Everything is over here. So, as a remote from the very beginning, the drone are here for stay, and Skylock is part of a very big group that work on AGLS. We are specifically working on system, anti-drone system, to give the answer for all the problems that could be from drones and unauthorized drones, and not only. We will see a short movie for 1.5 minutes, and I hope that it will show you exactly what we are talking about. So, as you can see before, since the drone arrived 15 years ago, the FAA in the United States, the Federal Aviation Authority, gave the permission to use commercial drones. And since then, of course, we have a lot of good things that we already saw today in the preview presentation. But in the same time, there are people and organizations that start to use the drones for a very bad thing. We are talking about three main threats that we are dealing and supposed to deal with. First of all, the smuggling. The smuggling, it means to take one thing from one side of the border to another. This is one case. It could be, for example, criminals that smuggling cell phone or drugs for jails, and it's already happened. And this is from one side. The second option is, of course, the drones that payload stuff on it. If it's, for example, Pizza Hut or something else, that it's normal, it's okay. But when it's a payload, explosive or drugs, as I said before, this is very big problem, and we supposed to know how to detect and how to make the verification to know that we are dealing with a payload drone. And of course, the third thing is pre-programmed drone. Today, as you can see in the bottom of this slide, you can get in to the internet, to YouTube, and to know how to pre-program your drone. It means, in this case, that the drone not use the RF detection. And why is it? Because he's already gave the geolocate that the drone is supposed to arrive, and there is no RF transmission, there is no operator, and in this case, all the regular things like the RF detector and the RF jammer could not detect anything because there is no RF transmission. So we're supposed to know how to deal with drones like this. And the fourth threat that we are talking about today, and it's very problematic, it's the swarm. It's already happened. Okay, in Saudi Arabia, I don't know, I'm sure that people hear from the news around half year ago, a big swarm attack in Saudi Arabia, more than one or two drones simultaneously, and our system is supposed to know, first of all, to detect and to know that there are more than one drone, and secondly, how to deal with swarms. Now, I give you a spoiler alert. All these threats, there are systems, for example, in our company that we know how to deal with the kind of threats, and we are talking about it now. The solutions that you can see here in this slide, it's, first of all, we are talking about full system. For the left side, for example, 360 premium solution, we talk about it and we understand exactly how it works. We have, this is for a long range. We have the same thing for a short range. In urban area or in places that we couldn't use long range detector, we have the short range. We have cyber solutions. But if, of course, cyber solution could not come by staying alone. It's supposed to be part of a system, and we understand how it works. We have the portable, the guns that I'm sure that everybody saw it in the news 2 weeks ago when Biden visited in Belgium. His Secret Service used this kind of guns. We have a unique solution. It's called Drone Lock. It's drone anti-drone, like the Iron Dome that we have here in Israel, missile anti-missile. Here it's drone anti-drone. We will see a short movie in the end. Wearable solution, this is unique thing for the special unit. And we understand how it works. And of course, in some cases, we gave it for a pilot in helicopters. And they can wear it and detect and mitigate the drones that they are dealing with. And with the spoofing, we have, we'll talk about it later. Now, the premium solution. The premium and our big system, we are talking about 4 different sensors. First of all, we have the radar. The radar, as we talked before about swarm, it gave us an option to detect more than 400 objects simultaneously. this is unique. You couldn't find with RF, in some cases, you couldn't find more than 1 or 2. So this detector, this radar gave us 400 objects simultaneously. Now, the range for detection is between 8 kilometers for the big drones, 5 kilometers to the medium, like Phantom 4, for example. This is very common for DJI, for example. And the nano drones that like Spark, it could detect from 2.5 kilometers. After the radar gave the information to all the system, all of them look for the same direction, because the radar gave us the velocity of the drones, the elevation, and of course the azimuth. And all our system look now for the same direction to know and to understand what we are supposed to deal with. Now,
sorry to interrupt you, just if you could note the chat, most of the people can't really understand the mic. This might be too close or something, but just for your information.
Okay. Now it's better? I'm not sure.
I think it's quite the same.
I really don't know what we can. Okay, I try to change the mic.
Now we can't hear you at all.
The microphone, you couldn't hear?
No, we can't hear you.
And right. No.
Wait, I think that's
Okay. What about now?
Yeah, now it's only a bit weak, the weak voice.
Voice, okay. I try to make it.
It's more clear, but it's weak.
Now, do you hear better?
I think now is good.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, after we talk about the radars that gave all the information to the other sensor, all the sensor look for the same direction. And now the RF detector, as you can see here, he gave us all the information that we can get from the RF. It means what's the vendor of the drone, what's the protocol. It's very important for the next steps. And of course, in some cases, in some RF detectors that we are work with, we can make white list and black list. It means that we can give our own drones to continue a flight in the same time, and the unauthorized, in this case, couldn't we detect them and we mitigate them. Now, after the RF detector gave us all the information. Wait a second. Now it's stuck. Okay, I'm sorry, I tried again.
The sound is much better. Your presentation looks good. So you can go ahead.
Okay. Okay. Now there is no presentation. I try to do it again. I'm sorry. Can you see it right now? Can you see it?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay.
I think you can go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, we continue. After the radar gave us the information, and we know exactly that we are dealing with an object that approaching our perimeter, and the RF detector gave us the information about the drones. Now the question is why we need the camera. The third sensor that we have over here is the camera. I'm sure that you remember before we talked about the pre-program. In case of pre-program drones, the RF could not see anything. And in case like this, the radar will tell us, yes, there is a drone, but the RF say, I don't see anything. So now we need the camera. The camera looking between 1 to 4 kilometers, and he look for the same direction, and immediately the operators that sitting in the command and control center will see that we are dealing with a drone. And in this case, we understand that we are dealing with pre-programmed drone. This is one reason. The second reason that we will use the camera is in case of payload. When we can see the drones that are approaching our perimeter, we can see if it's with something on it. Because if, for example, is a payload, we don't want to land it in an urban area. And in this case, we decide how to mitigate the situation. Now, after the radar gave us the first information, the RF gave us the information about the drone and the camera. Look at it, and of course, we have tracking day and night on a drone with the camera. We have the jammer. The jammer, of course, blocking the RF transmission. We have the option to block the Wi-Fi. It means 2.4, 5.8 between the operator and the drone. This is one option. The second option, we can block the GPS. In two cases, the drone will behave different. In case that we have blocked the connection between the operator and the drone, most of the cases will go back to his operator. And we can tracking and find, of course, with police that we will send to the point exactly where is the operator if it's something suspicious. In case that we are blocked the GPS, the drone will land safely in the same place. Now, this is our pyramid solution between 8 to 2.5 kilometers of detection and mitigation. And now you can see over here the airport of Ghana. Okay, this is our system, how it's work with circle. The red one, of course, the radar 8 kilometers, the RF is for 4 kilometers, jamming between 2.5 omni, but we have option direction for 5 to 10 kilometers. It depends which kind of jammer we put in the system. So this is an example how our system works. Now, all the information, all the full data fusion will become for one command and control center. We are bringing everything and all the information, get it, and the operator can decide how to mitigate the situation. After we talk about it, it's must to know, and of course, this is, for example, the...
They'll come back for us. No, they won't.
Sorry?
Sorry, it was a mistake. Go ahead.
Okay. Our system could be installed on a vehicle that, let's say, our customer bring. In this case, for example, the green one, it's for the Thai Navy in East Asia. And the Sprinter, we bring it with our company in our group, and we can install all the system on it. And in the left side, you can see our trailer. This is the next generation. We put our system on it and we take it from one place to another place. So all this system could be...
Agri Drones said he wants to do after, not now.
Sorry? Okay, I continue. The short range. We talked before about the long range. Now the same thing. As you can see here, this is the parliament in Ghana. Okay, and how we can protect it with our own system. This is called the robot. The robot, it's the same the same system, the radar in the top, the camera, RF detector and jammer, but for short range, between 1.5 kilometer to 1 kilometer, but we can reduce the range, sorry, depends on where exactly the system is supposed to be. As you can see here, it's on one platform, and we can put it in residence, in parliaments, in urban area specifically, and not only. Now, as you can see here, this is a parliament, and this is the ability of our system, the short range between 1.5 to 1 kilometer, and the jamming is for 1 kilometer in urban area. It's very important to reduce it, because in case that we are operate the jammer, all the area will interfere or block. So in some cases, we would like to make it the short range as we can. Now, we will see right now short movie that show us why we are not supposed to protect only sites, even people. Look.
Was it a bird? Was it a plane? No, it was a drone hovering above Chancellor Merkel at an election rally in Dresden at the weekend. Now it's been revealed that the people behind the stunt were the Pirate Party, who campaigned for greater transparency in politics. Amusement from Merkel as the drone crash-landed in front of her. The Pirate Party admitted that hadn't been part of their plan, but said they were pleased the stunt had drawn attention.
Okay, as we can saw before, August 2014, Angela Merkel was in the tour, election tour, and she arrived for one of the cities, and a drone, unauthorized of course, approaching her less than 1 meter. If this drone was with explosive, she and the people that around her will die. For this case that people move from one place for another, specifically VIPs like president, like councillor, like a prime minister, we have the VIP dome. The VIP dome is RF detector and jammer that we plug and play very quick, less than 10 minutes before the VIP will arrive. His special unit or the protection unit can put it, and in this case, if you have this system, nobody can send drone to attack you. So it could be, of course, on a vehicle, it could be on a suitcase. As you can see here, it's 13.5 kilos, and this is a very good solution for VIPs that move from one place to another, and you couldn't take with them the big system. After that, we will talk about our soldier, the special units, and in some cases, as I said before, a pilot in helicopter. We have our special, and this is unique, less than 750 grams each one. This is, of course, the RF detector. This is a jammer, 1 kilometer, that it could be automatically, it could be manual, and the soldier that going in the beginning of the tour with the soldier can detect and mitigate. Of course, I don't think that anyone wants to be in front of the jammer because it's not healthy, of course, but the soldier is safe. Only someone that will be in front of him. This is a wearable solution, it's called. We have the Skybeam. The Skybeam, it's RF jammer for 3 kilometers, 6 kilo, but most of the time that I talk about it, I think that it's not supposed to come standalone, because if you're use only the Skybeam, you are supposed to look all the time in the sky and looking for drones. If you have some smart information like RF detector, it's better. In the left side, you can see the night dome. The United States Army work with that as well. This is jammer inside and RF detector, only 1 kilometer. This is another solution for let's say, combat units. Now, We talked before.
Hi, Yogev.
Yes, please.
Hi, Yogev. I have a question for you. Unfortunately, we need to round up because we've gone past our time. However, I think these two questions will throw more light to your system. So if you don't mind taking them, I would appreciate it. The first one says, does your system allow for automatic mitigation measures of any unidentified drones without the need for an operator to make the decision? And the second question is it advisable to use jamming in and around airports, considering the potential collateral interference?
Great questions. First of all, thank you for them. I start with the second one. Of course, the airport, it's a very sensitive place.
It's ready, but...
Excuse me. Okay. The airport is very sensitive area. To block GPS or the Wi-Fi in airport area, it's a little bit difficult. But I'm sure that you remember what's happened in Heathrow 2 years ago. More than 36 hours, a drone was in the airport and no landing, and you couldn't use the airport in the same time. Now, of course, you can decide that no one will fly in this case, and you are jamming, first of all, the drone, and then you give a solution. This is one. And second, you can use this control taking that you can see here in this slide. It's like cyber solution. You are hacking the drone. You are not block anything. You only take control on the drone and decide with one of the fourth option if you want to land it, if you want to send it for a safe area, or if you want to send it back for the operator. In this case, there is no jammer involved in this case. This is for the second question. About the first question, some of the system, you can make it automatically, but it depends. For example, for the soldier with the wearable, of course, it's optionality to be automatically, and it could be manual. In regular system, like the robot, like the premium, and even the VIPs, if you will do it automatically, maybe you will be in problem, because it depends which kind of jamming do you want to do. If you want to send it back for the operator, you're supposed to tracking and catch the operator. This is in one case. And another option, it's to make the jammer and you don't know exactly where the drone is. So if the operator take the decision, it's most a controller. You know exactly what you're supposed to do, and in some cases, the automatically is optionality. Only two things, it's very important, and I will. I'm sorry about all the problem, technician problem. The drone lock, it's very interesting solution. As I said before, I can show it here in a short movie. We are talking about case of a pre-program that we couldn't detect it and we couldn't jam it with a jammer, regular jammer. In this case, you can see here in the movie, the drone already pre-programmed and now is on the way for the target. No RF, as you can see here, receive or transmit. The first information he got from the radar, and then with his own camera, as you can see here, he flashed the drone. With his own camera, he's find and detect the drone and his speed to 350 km/h and clash the drone in the sky. This is another option. Before, I think that Ronald talked about the urban area. This is solution for urban area. How you can detect and how you can manage with UTM the drones. very important to answer about things that I heard more than one time. Until now, there is no in any place all over the world option to detect all the drone in one country simultaneously. It's not optionality. It's not like aircraft until now. And you couldn't know more than 9 million drones that all over the world and to put one system to detect all of them. But we have solution for specific areas. As you can see over here, all the systems that we talk about is to protect a specific area, site. And in this case, this is protect and give you the option to manage an urban area.
Again, apologies for interrupting.
Right? Sorry?
Yes, apologies for interrupting. I see participants are dropping out or dropping off. Are you able to, and I see you still have some 9 slides, are you able to just wrap it up in the next maybe 5 minutes or 3 to 5 minutes so that at least we don't lose everyone?
I think it's better for you, Gav, to spend this time to answer the last question, and then we can do follow-up
yes, definitely.
questions and meetings offsite.
No problem.
So the last question says, does the soldier's wearable detector have 360-degree coverage for detection? You Gav?
No. We are talking with the soldier. You understand that if we are make it Omni, it will be, and you use the jammer, all the people that around you will hurt from the jammer. In this case, it's only front of the soldier for 45 degrees. In case of special unit, we are give 2 soldiers in the front, 2 soldiers in the back, and they give very close to 360 degrees of protection. But it's only for the front, it's not for the back.
Okay, so you thank you very much, Yogev. Sorry, we have to drop off.
No,
but
okay. we
have. Yes, go ahead.
Only one sentence to the end. And yes. I'm talking here about to all the manager and the security and the people that are supposed to deal with drones, with unauthorized drones. I don't care if you don't buy the Skylock system. I care, of course, but in this case, it's very important to protect your sites. It doesn't matter which kind of company will take, but it's very important to protect and to be 1 step or 2 steps before the people that send the unauthorized, or in some cases, the deadlier and the problematic drones. So, of course, my details and the company details is over here on the screen, and everyone more than I would be happy to be contacted, and to any questions that we didn't answer over here, I would like to answer after that. So thank you very much to all of you.
Yeah, so thank you very much, Yogev. I would remind you that we've put in a B2B form that you can fill. So far, we have 3 meetings, and the representatives will be staying on for these meetings. Please do well to book your meeting. Yogev and Shaul and team, we would like you to stay on so we can move you to your breakout rooms for your B2B, please. Thank you very much. I will hand over to Polycarp, who would do the final thank yous and appreciations, and then we can drop off. Thank you.
Okay, I'll just take a minute because we've been here since 12 and I know people are tired. I'd just like to thank the Kenyan participants that are in the Zoom. Special thanks goes to Kenya Civil Aviation Authority and the officers that are present. The Kenya Airports Authority, I think, is also present. The KDF, the Kenya Defense Forces, thank you also for coming. The Kenya Power Lighting Company, the Kenya Pipeline Company, and the Kenya Forest Service, as well as other commercial drone operating companies in Kenya and other private entities that made time to come here. We really thank you for gracing this event and also just being part of participating and asking questions. We are planning a physical drone event in Nairobi towards the end of the year. We will let you know the details once we get the appropriate approvals, and then we'll send you registration. where we'll be able to bring these companies to come with the physical gadgets and show you the demos on site. So we will be happy if you also come for that event, and we hope that we can be able to make something fruitful, fruitful business out of it. So thank you so much for everyone for also attending the Zoom event and also for asking questions. We really appreciate you guys, and we hope to see you soon. Those that are interested in having more knowledge about the products, kindly on the chat, there's the form. Kindly fill the form, and we will be able to connect with the companies. Thank you to Ayelet and Edwin for hosting us. And I think at this time is to say in Kiswahili, we say asanteni sana na mbarikiwe, which means thank you so much and be blessed. And so I hope to see you guys soon when we have our physical event. Thank you so much. Bye from my end.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everyone. We appreciate it.
Thank you, and bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
See you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we shall send the presentations on your emails.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Kenyan.